So when we speak of the so-called holiday Easter, and you see Easter don't represent the crucifixion, but Easter is another name for Isis, and Mary is another name for Isis. Osiris is another name for Jesus. We don't have time to really go into details, but we want to summarize the myth, which is really science, abstract science, so the black man won't catch on. But the Masons, the white Masons, know who the true God is. And there's healing in the wings of the black woman, because she carries the black seed. And when the black seed is fertilized to fruition, she's acting as an incubator and a nurse and nurturer. She schools the children into the culture of themselves, because that's her job, that's her makeup, that's her characteristic. But she is attracted to, unlike the Caucasian male, and at this point in time she's schooling her children to be out of themselves, or to be unlike, or to be unnatural. They're acting other than themselves now. So we're going to try to bring you back to reality. For the black woman, in the myth of Osiris, resurrects Osiris by eating of the tree of life, rather than eating of the tree of good and evil. This is what the obelisk, the meaning of it, erection and resurrection, almost have the same sound. The resurrection of the black man is on you, black woman, along with the Almighty Allah.
Well, first of all, what this particular presentation is about, it's about how this environment, as we speak, is changing. Not only is it changing, but it's changing it's becoming less habitable for the European and more habitable for the original man. And we're going to go all into that. And before we go into that, we're going to go into the science of Asiatic. This is a word that has been misused. A lot of brothers call themselves the Asiatic Blackman. A lot of people don't really understand this term, and they have a problem when our great ancestors, such as the Messenger, such as Allah the Father, so even Noble Drew Ali, who taught that we were Asiatic. So you have brothers coming with whether or not we Asiatic, whether or not we African. When we go into the science of this word, we now will have a deep understanding of what the term Asiatic means and how it transcends all other titles, names, labels, and all of that. So we're going to go in right now.
All right, let's go.
So the science of Asiatic, carbon 7 and 14. We about to go in. First of all, that term Asiatic is a term that has its origins prior to the Kabbalah, but it can be found in the Kabbalistic scripts. So when we ask, what is the Kabbalah is, or what they say it is an esoteric method, discipline, and school of thought that originated in Judaism. But in reality, it's the esoteric knowledge that the original man gave the Europeans and Caucasians to civilize them from the hills and caves of Europe, to put them on their square, and that's how they became Jews, Masons, etc., to be able to rule the world. That's the mathematics, the science, the astronomy that we gave them to put them on their square. Taught them how to cook their food, taught them how to eat the right foods, and this is what we gave to them to civilize them from the hills and caves of Europe when they was walking on all fours like savages, like beasts. And this is the information that they use to this day to hold over your head so that they can control the environment, control economics, control policy, and you have no idea what's going on because you're not in tune with your ancient scriptures and your ancient texts. Let's break this word down, Kabbalah. As you see in the word Kabbalah, you have the Ka, Ba, and Allah. The Ka in so-called Egyptian religion, or our ancient Kemetic spiritual systems, is a spiritual entity, an aspect of the individual believed to live within the body during life and to survive it after death. And we understand the only thing that's surviving that the physical body leaves is the electromagnetism, the light, which is known as the mind within the body. Then you have the Ba, also in so-called Egyptian religion or Kemetic spiritual systems, is the aspect of the soul represented as a human-headed bird.
Now, I'm sorry, and I don't want to...
So-called,
go ahead, brother.
when I'm saying so-called, see, the European have us think that, you know, all of our ancient spiritual systems and sciences was religion in the way that they give it to you today. When we never believed in mystery gods, we never believed in things outside of self, we always understood that we were connected to the all and that we were the gods that we were talking about in these scripts. So when I say so-called religion, I don't see it as a religion, and I'm certain the way that our ancestors threw it down was not about religion.
Yes, sir.
Soul, right? We understand the soul phonetically is the same sound or the same word as soul, which is the Latin root, which means sun. And the sun meaning star. So that's where we receive the electromagnetic energy within this particular system that we absorb as original people and re-emit as well. Then you have the Allah, which is God, or the universal mind of infinite blackness or all light. So when you combine the Ka, the Ba, and the Allah, all that is the arm, leg, arm, head. That's what we say in our culture, the arm, leg, arm, head, which is Allah. And this is the secret of all secrets. And I'm going to show you. When you look at the Hebrew letters of Yahweh, you stand those letters up and you have a body. You have the arm, leg, arm, and supreme head. Now Yahweh means God. You stand those words up and you see that the original man is God. This is the secret that they've always strove to hide from us. Head. So when you look at these Masons and these people in these secret societies and submersive groups, such as the Masons or the Rosicrucians or the Illuminati or the Order of the Quest or whatever these names are, whether they're spooky or real, we understand that these Europeans are studying us in secret.